Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Cody, and I'm just bringing another another video of some. It's a RC or remote control flight simulator. This is what I use whenever it's raining outside, which it is today, and I really wanted to fly some of my remote control airplanes, but I really couldn't. So what we're doing is we'll look at that later, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of show you the over system of what this is. This is going to be what they call Phoenix RC. This is version 4. They constantly update it. The game itself, I want to say, comes with a transmitter that you can use for real remote control airplanes, like this one in the bottom left you see here. Everything is resizable. This game, I say game, but this simulator rather, is extremely helpful. As you can see, there's float planes, there's a lot of different things. I'm actually using an Xbox 360 controller that I've modded to get to work. So if you guys don't have a transmitter, you know, I just download the game off the internet and use my Xbox controller. So here's a Piper Cub with some floats, and let's see if we can get it off the yeah, there we go. So this is a as you can see, my sticks to the bottom left. This is not what they actually look like because it's been hacked. As you can see, this is actually backwards. This is left and right aileron, so left and right. As you can see, the plane turning, and elevator up and down, of course. And this is exactly what it looks like, but it's actually on the right hand side. And then your rudder is left and right. This is going to give you, you know, your yaw, basically your left and right. And this is exactly how it looks like again on the other side. So you just swap these two, and that's how they look in real life. At least that's how it is for me. I think it's mode 2 or whatever. But as you can see, I got the throttle pinned, and we're just going to do a quick flyby. You would never do this in a real Piper Cub. So let's see if we can bring it in for a landing, and I'll show you some of the other models and other flying sites. So I'm going to give it a little bit of throttle so I don't stall it, and then we'll bring it in just real low throttle. We'll cut the throttle off, we'll pull back, let her glide in, and we'll slowly pull back even more to bleed off all that airspeed, and then bam, there you go. That's about as good as I can do. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and let me go ahead and I'll show you at the top here. There's different things you can do. You can switch your models, different flying sites. So let's try a flying site on some grass. Let's see, we have an airfield here, Arctic tundra. There's some really cool ones, and there's even users come in and upload as well as people fly, you know, use their flying sites. All different kinds of really cool stuff, even real airports. But there's interesting ones like this. Sandbar. I want to say there's even Stonehenge. Yeah, you can even fly on Stonehenge. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, that's not Stonehenge. Where'd it go? Yeah, Stonehenge. That's crazy. So you get to fly actually in Stonehenge. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, there's even some planes you can fly indoors. Let's try that real quick. Just kind of show you some of the planes you can fly indoors. You don't want to fly this indoors. It's not going to work out real well. Let me show you one. Because you'll do that. The models actually break up quite well. They look pretty good. So let's go in. Here's your different types of models. You have your helicopters, and it breaks it down. We're not going to go into all of them, but we'll go to fixed wing. We'll do electric, and we're going to do some indoor electric. So where are you, indoor electric? There we go. Let's try this guy. Apparently you throw it. Holy crap, it's sensitive. But as you can see, you can easily fly indoors. Woo! You can even do a little bit of hovering. I'm not very good at, obviously. There we go. Do some knife edges, if I can get her going. There we go. And you have dual rates, you have a little bit of everything. So as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can hit the D button on my keyboard without losing my plane. Nope, I did. So as you can see, dual rates popped up bottom right. Now we'll throw it, and it actually will handle so much better. It's so much smoother. And you can adjust everything in this game. So this is actually a pretty small gym to be flying in. So, but anyways, like I said, very cool. And so let's switch to an outdoor model, because that's what I've been wanting to do. That's not what I wanted. So let's go to flying site. We will change our flying site over to, Let's see, playing field, that's pretty nice. Aero Club, there was another one I really, really liked. Let's see if I can find it. Flying field, that's my favorite one. Okay, so we're going to go with the flying field. We don't want this little bitty model flying out in the wind and everything. You can adjust the wind, you can adjust the weather, you can adjust a lot of different things, so that's also really cool. I'm going to head over to my favorites since I've saved some. One of my favorite planes is going to be this Corsair right here. Now this is the Park Zone Corsair. We're going to have to leave the dual rates on, and I don't think this one has gears, so you can just, as you can see, I mean, look how smooth this thing flies. Look at that, just barely turning, very smooth. But it also will fly very well. And look how close I can get this thing. And the awesome thing about flying in the simulator is, if you crash, like that, well guess what? You don't have to go out and buy a $200 plane. You can keep flying. So if you guys have any questions on how to get this, I will absolutely help you guys on you know, where to go, what websites, things like that, as well as if you're interested in using a Xbox controller, you know, what to use. I'll be happy to help you out with that. So let me see if I can bring this thing in for a good landing here. So let's see. Alright, let's bring her in for a landing. As you can see, I got the throttle completely cut off. That was a little rough. That was a little rough. Let's do better. Let's bring it in from this side over here. And I'll go ahead and show you the settings here in just 1 second. I just wanted to show you how the game actually flies and how it plays. It's actually pretty realistic. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, if you up the wind quite a bit, you'll really start to see the game get really pretty realistic. I'm going to throw in just about a little under a quarter throttle, so that way we can not bleed off all our airspeed, and then just cut it off when we get near the ground. And as you can see, tail's already touching. It's a perfect warbird landing. You know, tail draggers are actually known for being kind of hard to fly. And this right here, I mean, if you're just starting out, I mean, this is something great to practice on. I mean, muscle memory with your fingers is the way to go with this type of game. So that's what, you know, keep that in mind. And there's all different types. I mean, you have like your trainers, like this cub. If I can spit it out, this cub here. I mean, and it's just, I mean, you can see there's no rudder control. It's your typical 3-channel. So you use, you know, your ailerons is your rudder. So even simpler setup for someone that's, you know, that's new. And this thing, I mean, literally, I cut the throttle off. I'm gonna let go of the sticks here, and the plane will literally land itself. I mean, look at that. I didn't even touch the sticks. I just cut the throttle and it landed itself. So these types of planes are actually really, really well built for beginners. Now, you won't take a nosedive into the ground, you know, but again, really well built plane. As you see, I'm just going to cut the throttle off completely. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to use a little bit of elevator to pull back. That's it. That's all it takes. And it's a tail dragger as well. So awesome plane. Now let's look at some of the settings. You can see you can actually record your, I'm not using that right now, but you can record doing that. It has different types of tutorials you can do, like landing training. There's different competitions, like different types of combat and all kinds of cool stuff. You can go on. Okay, so let's not try that because that kind of crashed the game for me. So sorry about that, guys. Let's go back to some of the other things. So you can see you can set up your transmitter, you can change transmitter, you can change all these different kinds of keys and things. One thing I wanted to show you real quick, let me go back to our field real quick, and kind of show you what I was talking about. There is a very specific way you can actually edit a lot of the planes. So if I go to my favorites and I pull up, for example, let's see, what's a good plane to try out? Let's try out the P-51 Mustang. You can see what the Mustang looks like. When I tap 0, I actually have gears and everything that goes down. You would never want to try that in real life because you would definitely break some turbos and probably your prop and everything else. Now, as far as you go to your model, go to Edit. You can actually edit your plane. You can go to Physical here. We can make the size of the model even better. So if you go to, like, oh, I don't know, say 100%. Alright, we got a Scale Wizard. I'm sorry, that's Scale Wizard. Let's do 150%. I have no idea how big 150% is, but we'll see. That's big, so that's almost like a 1/5 scale. So you see, everything's going to be still really sensitive, so you're going to have to edit everything, and it's not going to fly realistic because, I mean, look how fast that thing is. That's ridiculous. So we're going to hit the dual rates, make sure those are on. Much better. My tail is still ridiculously unrealistic, but that's what's cool about this. You can adjust everything to make it look realistic. As I did this flyby, I'm going to pull up the gear real quick for you, show you what it looks like. And then the plane becomes amazing after that point. So we should be able to do some crazy, crazy flying. Especially with the tails messed up as it is. And this is a gas-powered plane. You can actually change the audio, I think. Let's see if I can bring this thing in for a landing. I seriously doubt it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The tail's so tricky whenever you're trying to... Whoa, that was horrible. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we can bring it in for an actual true landing. On true landings, you really don't want to kind of make it come right at you. So you want to make sure you bring it out, you know, good and far enough. You want to bleed off some of the speed, so you'll start letting off in the turn. Give it about half throttle or quarter throttle. You don't want to give too much because then you'll start losing too much altitude. So give it a little bit of gas in the turn there, and then when you're setting up for landing, you'll bring it in. As you see, you're coming in somewhat at an angle, like so. You don't want to come in just head on because you'll lose somewhat of your orientation. So as you're coming in, you know, you just bring it in, and then we'll cut the throttle quite a bit, bring it down to about quarter throttle. I'll start pulling back, give it a little bit more gas at the end to float everything off, and then shut her down. And then use your rudder quite a bit to make sure you keep it in control. And then there you go. I know that's not the perfect landing, but it's a way to do it. So, I mean, if you guys have any tips or tricks, I mean, please, by all means, let us know. I mean, I'm just now starting RC. I've only been doing it about a year or so. And, you know, go to trade shows. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of things you can do. It's a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.